Hey, what's up? This is the Political Brown Kid here. And I'm going to cover this topic because I just actually experienced this and went through it. Basically, I saw a video clip about a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, and it was, I think, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, and I think Shannon Sharp, they were both talking. Was it them two? No, was it Gilbert Arenas? Maybe it was Gilbert Arenas. It was somebody. It was some athletes. It was some athletes. They were talking. May have been Gilbert Arenas now that I think about it, and another player. But basically, what they were saying was this. They were saying how, relationships were just kind of exhausting and how it kind of wasn't worth it because they have to deal with going out, playing and performing and doing their job and doing this, that, and the third, and then coming back home and then trying to please a woman. And I totally understand that and I get that. But we as human beings, we have that need, at least I do, to be with and have a companion. So I just met this female, nice looking female. She stays in the street. I don't know what it is. These females stay in the street. They're in their 40s and they stay in the streets. But that's a whole different story. She's a professional woman, but she just likes to travel a lot. So she's traveling. That's what I mean by staying in the streets. But still staying in the streets. You're traveling, you're doing this, you can't sit at home. So, and they'll let you know that up front too. They can't sit still. I just read a woman's profile. She said somebody that keeps her on her toes and keeps her interested. God knows these 40 and 50-year-old women, they have to be engaged. They have ADD. You can't let them get bored for a minute or they'll go slip and fall on an appendage. But I digress. But I'm talking to this female, nice female, works in a great profession. She's in the legal field, great profession. And so she and I was talking, and then she says this. She says, she was like, we were talking about men and situations, and I was just explaining to her, my previous situation, whatever. And then she was just kind of like, yeah, because men just don't know how to. She was talking about please a woman and keep them satisfied. It's that whole happy wife, happy life thing, basically. She was like, yeah, men just think that just because they go out and make money and provide and do this, that, and the third, that they're good. And, she was like, but they have to learn how to come home and, make sure and talk to their woman and, make sure that their woman find out how to please them and, keep them, basically make them happy. And I agree with that for the most part. I agree with it. I agree for the most part. But it goes back to what Chad Johnson and them were saying, because not once in these conversations do you hear women, and these women, they want to work, they're making money. I have nothing against that. They don't talk about how they go out and work 40 hours a week, but then have to come home and figure out how to please us and keep us happy. Number one, that's going to be a short conversation because men are going to be we're straightforward. I think we're pretty much easy to read. It's, and even Dave Chappelle has kind of said the same thing, leave us alone for a little bit. Let us have our downtime. Let us get in a little bit of playtime and, try not to overburden us with a lot of talking, and sometimes, but I'm just kind of spitballing here, but you get the gist. Ours is pretty straightforward. With women, it's just a lot of things. Like you have to make sure that they're emotionally okay. You have to, she wants a lot of attention and she wants this and she wants that. And then you got to figure out, you got to read between what she's saying. She may tell you one thing, but then she said, well, I really meant this. It's just a lot that you have to do. So you have to go out into the world, work, do this, do that, and the third. Then you got to come home and then try to make sure she's pleased and she's happy. But nobody cares about whether I'm happy. And so, and like I say, especially when you're dating in your 40s and above, and you're starting over with new relationships, now I got to make sure that my kids are straight, even though they're coming into grown adults, but they're not adults and self-sufficient yet. So I got to make sure my kids are straight. The kids that I don't have with you, I got to make sure they're straight. I got to make sure I'm straight. And that my mental health is good. I got to make sure that my professionally I'm doing well and financially, and I got to come home and figure out how to make you happy and do what you want to do. And with females, With men, it's relatively easy, but with females, it's like they want to go out, they want to go out, they want to go out. They want to go to this new spot, they want to go to that new spot. They want to see and be seen. They want to see and be seen. They want to be able to post something exciting online. They want to skydive. They want to go swimming. They want to rent a yacht and take pictures on the yacht. They want to take a vacation here. So it's a lot for a female. Men, we're not that hard to get along with. As long as we're breathing and we had something to eat and we can just stretch out and chill, we're fine. But it's just, I understand with those NBA players. I think it was NBA and or NFL. Those professional athletes were saying. I'm just gonna say it like that, but I do believe it was on one of those platforms that I mentioned. I get it. And here it is. I'm talking to a female who's supposed to be a professional in a very demanding field that she's in, and now it's like I still got to cater to you as well. And I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't want to cater to one another, but all I hear lately from females is, and like when you look on their profiles, they're like, I don't want to be your therapist. I don't want to be your mama. I don't want to be your cook. I don't want to be your man. Like they have a whole bunch of things of what they don't want to do. So basically you're saying you don't want to be my therapist. So you don't want to hear my problems. So, but I got to hear yours. You don't want to cook for me, but men will definitely get on the grill and cook some food, or we'll get in the kitchen and cook sometimes. But I don't see you pushing around a lawnmower. I don't see you fixing a sink, fixing a leak in the house. You don't want to, jointly wash clothes or do this or do that. There's a lot of what you don't want to do. And then like I said, you don't want to hear my problems. You don't want to hear that I'm unhappy and what I need to be happy. But everything is all about you. And thus you have, like I said, where you see those professional athletes made those comments about it's so much easier and stress-free to be by yourself. Now, those athletes can say that because they can easily get one-night stands. If, like Gilbert Arenas, if he walks down the street, or if Chad Ochocinco and then walk down the street, people recognize who they are. They're going to get women just off of their status. They don't have to have fantastic looks, even though they're in good shape as well. But a guy that's a regular guy like myself, sometimes you have to quote unquote settle because these females aren't checking for us all like that. So we have to be like, okay, well, dang, well, now I got to put up with this. So do I have to compromise? Because outside of that, then it's just me being alone by myself, and that's no fun. Trust me, I've been there. So this is the Political Brown Kid. I just wanted to drop this thought. Let me know what you think about it on this subject matter, males and or females. But this is the Political Brown Kid. Definitely thank you for checking me out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Definitely leave a comment. Take care.